Alright, so check this out, guys. Before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we just got some brand new stuff on the website. First off, our brand new t-shirt design right here. This is our race design. These suckers are super fire and they're pretty dang limited as well. And we even got some brand new keychain bottle openers right here. Super fire, nice and chrome edition right there. And we got a brand new lanyard, the American flag with the Goon Squad. So if you guys want to copy something and help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But as right now, let's get to the video.
Dang, son.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goon Squad garage, and today we're gonna continue working on our 1967 Chevrolet Camaro SS build. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we showed you guys what we got planned for this thing. A brand new motor. We purchased a 2018 Camaro ZL1 parts car. We're gonna take the whole entire engine and drivetrain and just slap it into here. So that means we definitely gotta get rid of this thing right here. So that's gonna be our main focus. Try to take this sucker out and just, launch it 100 feet in the air or something like that,
Something like that, or we can send it off and get that sucker built, dude, for another build, dude.
That would be absolutely insane because this engine is pretty good, you know what I mean? It could actually produce a lot of horsepower. So since we're not gonna use it for this car, we might possibly build it and use it on something else, an S2000.
Dude, anything. The XJ that we got, dude, that would be pretty sweet, dude.
Huge potential right there. So that's gonna be our main focus, is to try to get this sucker out. Shouldn't take too long. Then after that, we're gonna focus on the suspension of this car. Maybe throw on our brand new suspension. That way we can get this thing rolling around. That way it's gonna make it a lot easier to actually work on this thing. Then after that, I think we're gonna start working on getting that engine out of that car and start like figuring out how it's gonna go in here.
And
man.
also, we figured out why that car won't start. Is it needed what, like a TCM?
A TCM, a transmission control module, which we just ordered that this morning. I think it should be in tomorrow, so maybe we'll get that motor started today, which I think that'd be super awesome. And also, we need a little bit of like some sort of wiring.
We'll get that motor started tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's what I meant right there.
In today's video.
In today's video, yes. That's exactly what I meant right there. But anyways, I say right now we go ahead, focus on trying to pop this sucker out of here, and then we'll just go from there.
Dang, son. Almost out.
You were right.
Dude, we're just moving right along with this thing. So first off, we went ahead and unplugged the whole entire wiring harness off this engine. Just tucked everything away for right now.
Yeah, all the way around it, from the bottom, the starter, all that good stuff. Even try to pop off these headers right here, but these suckers are nice and snug. I think we're gonna pull it out with the motor.
Yeah, I mean, and we may even cut off that one side, not the headers themselves, just the exhaust piece, because this side's already cut. That side's just a little tight in there, but you know what? We're gonna have a new exhaust on this thing anyways, like a custom one or something.
I wonder if these headers will actually work with the ZL1 motor.
They may work. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, we definitely want to do some long tube headers on that thing. It would sound epic, dude.
I think we should definitely build that motor up a little bit. Definitely a cam. It's gotta have a cam.
At least a cam. I mean, I just been wanting one of our builds to at least like chop a little bit. That'd be super epic. Maybe even like port the supercharger. That'd be epic as well, dude.
Insane right there. But right now, the only thing that's holding this motor is probably the motor mounts, and then there's like a transmission bracket.
And everything is hand tightened, which is an awesome, like, look at this. Like this bolt right here. Like you just twist it off and, oh, just pops right off, dude. So
Hey.
that's just the epic thing about it, man.
That just goes to show that somebody just completely just did a last minute switcheroo on this thing,
Dude,
dude.
they didn't even switch a reel on. They just slapped this engine in this thing, dude.
Hey, instead of an engine swap, we're gonna call this an engine slap right
This
here,
is a
dude.
slapped engine right here.
Pretty much, we're definitely gonna go ahead and almost pop it out. That's why we went and ran to the store and got a almost OEM tool, an engine crane, instead of using the skid steer.
Yeah, we use the skid steer all the time for stuff like this, but since this project is a little bit different and we want to like be careful pulling this thing out, we don't know exactly how it's going to come out. I think an engine hoist is going to be the best option because it's going to be easier to like adjust and stuff like that, and we can actually like shake it around and move it around. Skid steer, you move one button, you're like popping around, bobbing and weaving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is a little bit sketchy. So I say we go ahead, slice this sucker open, set this sucker up, and pop that engine out.
Let's do it. Dude, there you have our engine and transmission is finally out of the car,
Hey,
dude.
but before anything, first thing we did was set up our green machine praying mantis looking thing right
Dude,
here.
this crane right here is an absolute beast, dude. We pull this whole entire engine out like it ain't nothing, especially with this little apparatus that we have that you can adjust the tilt of the engine. Dude, we pulled it out with no issues whatsoever.
That
dude.
was awesome. I'm so happy we bought that. We had to have one of those. We basically just yanked the whole entire transmission and engine out together. Then we just split the suckers clean in two.
Dude, I don't know, dude. It was like 2 bolts, and that sucker just split right open like it wasn't nothing. And there was 2 bolts holding the flywheel against the torque converter. Which I mean, if you're in a hurry, man, 2 bolts is all you need, as long as it's not 1 bolt.
Hey,
man.
look, you got the job done fast, and on top of that, you got weight reduction.
Dude,
So
that's the best of both worlds right there.
You
As long
do-
as it started, but it didn't start, which kind of sucks. I wish it would have. That would have been pretty cool, like having this thing running with all those bolts missing.
that would have been crazy. But as far as the transmission goes, let's first show them what's going on here. This thing is pretty much junk. It
Hey,
has a straight shift
Yeah,
on it,
we
right?
found out that it's actually a straight shift engine, which I think all gears are
Straight
still
shift
there,
engine.
dude.
Straight shift transmission.
dude. Yeah, so I mean, who knows what this thing is out of? But we did find out that it has some gravel in here, which
No
if you
way.
look closely, that looks like junkyard gravel right
Let
there.
me see
dude.
that. Let me inspect it right there. Yep, junkyard gravel. I
It
knew
came
it.
out of like a Yukon Denali or a Suburban, something like that, dude. Who knows? What if this is like a good transmission? I keep calling it engine. Transmission right here, dude.
Hey, I mean, it's missing a bunch of stuff, but look at this. Do you stick your finger in there? Dude, that's red fluid, man. That's performance. I'm telling
So
you.
who knows? This may be a really nice transmission, but let us know. Should we even waste our time on this thing, or should we
Just
scrap
scrap
it
it.
and just get something new if we end up doing something to this engine, which we're not really too worried about this sucker, because if you look inside these little holes right here, man, there is like just a bunch of buildup in there, dude.
That's about 1,000,000 miles right there. I guarantee
I think
you.
some coolant is actually shooting out of one end too, so
Some rusty water
this
coming
might
out of
be a
there,
million
dude.
mile motor right here, dude. So
Dude.
who knows? Maybe we'll take it to somebody local and get it completely rebuilt to like 700 to 800 horsepower. But we're not really too focused on that. That's if we get some time, because our main concern is to get this thing on the road and looking beautiful for that LT4 engine.
That is
dude.
right. We want to clean up this whole entire engine bay. So that means we're going to strip some of these wires away, because we're probably not going to use a lot of this
dude,
stuff.
This stuff right here is all custom wiring. It looks all crazy. It's like a big old spider web. We may end up just cutting all this
stuff off because we're gonna use that wiring harness on that car, and we'll probably use like some standalone ECUs or something. That way it can just help us with this whole entire like wiring issue. And I mean, just want to clean this engine bay. We can even like possibly wire tuck this engine bay, and that would look super good.
That would look super good. And I think we're gonna clean up that firewall, get rid of this chrome. I know that sucks because this is a classic car. Chrome looks good on it, but I think we're gonna go with like some black stuff. Just make it look nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I mean,
clean.
this is like, I think they use this for like soundproofing and some like heat like wrap or something like that. So we'll definitely take this off. We have like some black stuff that'll match really nicely, and we'll probably end up taking the old suspension off that's damaged. And before we replace it with our new suspension, we may even end up like spray painting this frame, you know, like cleaning it up and stuff.
Yeah, do some rattle cans, dude. I think we're gonna make this look brand new and just basically get it ready for that LT4 supercharged just machine, dude.
That's gonna be epic. So I say we just keep on going with this thing and see how clean we can get this engine bay.
Alrighty guys, so it's actually the next day here, and check out this engine bay right here looking nice and clean. Of course, the very first thing that we did was peel off all this soundproofing right here, cleaned up that firewall, popped a few hoses and tubes off this end as well. Then we even sent the whole entire wiring harness through this hole into the cabin there. And we do got some brand new stuff that we're planning on using, and it's called Boom Mat. And it's gonna look pretty good like this, or we could just spray paint it. What do you think right there,
Dude, it
man?
doesn't matter because already that stuff is gonna look a lot better than that aluminum chrome look, because I mean, and I believe this stuff is way nicer than that
It is.
previous stuff,
Look at
dude.
this. It's thermal acoustics, so not only does it work for heat, it also works for sound. So we're not gonna hear any of the rumble on the inside unless you roll the windows down.
Hey,
That's pretty cool.
I don't
right
even.
there, man.
I believe if you put like 5 layers of that stuff on, you're still gonna hear that rumble, because that engine with this car, dude, you're gonna definitely
Oh my
hear it,
goodness.
dude.
And that supercharger whine. Oh my goodness.
I don't even think you're gonna be able to hear that supercharger whine if we like
we
cam it out, dude.
Cam it out exhaust, dude. I think the supercharger whine is definitely gonna get quiet, but who knows? We'll see once we get there. But of course, after all that, we went ahead and popped off this suspension right here. There's all the old stuff right there. Then we just went to town on this front frame right here, degreased everything, you know, scuffed everything down, waxed and greased it, and then we sprayed some nice high gloss paint, and it is basically ready for that brand new engine to be plopped in here. But of course, we did notice a few things that we actually got to order, a few damaged pieces like this whole entire spindle piece right here, because as you can tell, it just wobbles right there. I don't know if it's the rotor or the actual knuckle itself, but something definitely needs to get exchanged right
Yeah,
there.
and we found out that you can actually buy a whole new like just setup right here gear up for both sides with some 6
Brakes.
piston brakes, dude.
And we're definitely gonna need that right here because, you know, we're putting 650 horsepower in here. This car is gonna be way faster, so it's definitely gonna need to be slowed down. You know what I mean? When you get up to speed, you need that stopping
Yeah, you
power
definitely
as
need
well.
better brakes. These brakes, you know, they're pretty decent right here. They're 4-piston brakes, but these are for off-road use only right here. And we want this thing to be an all-around, like, driver's car. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And on top of that, we noticed some sketchy things with the rear brakes, and these right here kind of look like they're not made for like crazy stopping
Yeah, and I
power,
believe
dude.
this part right here was touching like the rotor and stuff like that when you press the brakes. And the rear brakes, remember we showed them that they had like copper piping
tubes
like
or
shoved
whatever.
in there. So we're probably just gonna get a whole new brake setup, and it's better probably to spend the money on that.
And I'm
you know?
thinking maybe like a 6-piston Willwood setup, and I think you can get like the knuckle, everything, the whole entire shebang. So I think that'll be the best way to go because we are building something super nice here. Might as well spend that extra money, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
to build it properly.
Dude, just have a clean car at the end of all this, dude.
Exactly. But right now, what we're gonna go ahead and move on to is bringing in our brand new suspension. We're gonna slap this sucker on, that way we can get this thing rolling around. Then I guess we'll just see what it turns out like. Alrighty guys, so check this out. We finally got that suspension completely installed, looking good. We're about to show you guys up close. Then we ran to the dealership to grab that TCM, dude.
So we got this sucker in right here.
See it.
We ordered a plug too, but that plug is just not in just yet. It's actually the whole plug that will plug right into this thing. But you know what? We may end up trying to at least get some of those wire pins plugged inside the locations where they need to go, and hopefully we can get them to work
Dude,
like that.
That would be awesome. So I believe this is the main issue why that car won't start, because if it doesn't have a TCM, it's gonna keep reading that the transmission is not in park or something like that.
There's probably going to be I mean, basically that controls the transmission. So technically you probably cannot start that car without that.
That definitely looks like something super important. So we got that right there, and I think once we get it plugged up, it'll start. But then while we were out there on the way, we noticed a food city, and we got a little hungry, and we got some snacks up
we
here,
got
dude.
some snacks, and we're trying to stay as healthy as possible because, I mean, if you guys don't notice, if you eat like pretty unhealthy, you lose and it drains all your energy. And especially if you work outside in the hot weather, dude, it's good to eat healthy, dude.
Exactly. So let's just go over what we got here. I got tuna because I'm trying to actually bulk up. So I heard tuna, it's got a lot of protein in it. So we're going to be eating some protein. You got like a fruit snack there.
Yeah, I got little snacks right here. That's gonna be my lunch right there. Got some pistachios or
cashews.
some cashews. Got some pickles and stuff like that. You know, just crackers, just stuff to try to stay as healthy as possible.
Now,
And
what is this right here, though?
that's just a little, you know. But and also you gotta have some of this stuff. If you guys haven't tried V8 Spicy Hog,
Ooh, that's
this-
that good stuff,
it's
dude.
super good, dude.
I'm telling you, but you know what? You know, there might be a little bit of junk food slapped in here,
Look
here
at
and
that
there.
sucker, little flatbread kit, dude.
I don't know if all this is healthy now, but we're trying to be as healthy as possible
Yeah.
here. But you know what? You were right about the energy thing. So we're gonna have to get this is gonna actually give us energy, but then a little bit later you get a little crash.
Yeah.
But you eat more to get that energy up
And
again.
on top of that, we're drinking vitamins during the day and lots of water, so we kind of
good.
build it up. So I say we'll go ahead, make us some of these flatbreads in this kit right here, and show you guys what that suspension looks like.
That's what I'm talking about right there, dude.
Look how straight those tires are sitting now, dude.
Dude, super straight. This whole entire front end is looking nice and clean. Got all the control arms on, the uppers and lowers. Got a coilover conversion basically. Now, the old ones weren't adjustable.
Yeah, weren't adjustable. These we can adjust, and that's a big thing whenever you're doing motor swaps because that engine is a lot heavier, or it's going to be a lot heavier than what the original motor that was in here. So it's easy to adjust up and down. That way we can get that perfect ride height.
Exactly. So, and another thing is we got brand new bushings here. There's a few other tie rod ends or whatever that we're gonna have to swap out, but that's gonna be all later. And also, when we get the new brake kit, it's gonna come with a new one of these. Might chrome delete that thing right there.
Definitely, dude. Definitely gonna have to do like a black. I would like to get this whole entire engine bay like blacked out, dude.
Yeah, that's probably the goal of this whole entire car. I think it'll look all good, all blacked out.
That's what I'm saying. So that's probably gonna be our build on this thing is gonna be a complete black car. Dude.
But let us know what you guys think as well. Maybe we'll do a little bit of
maybe two, like we mentioned before, the two stripe thing. I still, for some reason, just feel
that, or like maybe do some red accents like the calipers and two red stripes.
Ooh, you never know.
Let us know what you guys think on that. But that's gonna be pretty much it. We're gonna officially roll this sucker around, and dang, it seems like it bounces good, dude.
Dude, that's some good suspension right there.
That is
dude.
awesome right there. So what we're gonna do right now is probably give it a shot with that TCM on that Camaro.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be possible though. I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
just
once
now.
I opened up that TCM, like when you start looking at the pins, it almost looks like each wire has a double pin connection. So it may not work. It may work. Who knows? I say we just go over there, see what it's all about, and if it works, we'll
Start it up.
Start it up.
Alrighty guys, so actually no luck with that TCM over there. There's a couple wires that are actually ripped off, so we're just gonna wait for that brand new plug to come in. That way we can solder everything up. Plus it can actually go both ways, so we don't wanna mess anything up. So we'll save that for a little bit later, but that's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. As you guys can tell, we are set up a little bit different because we were getting a little thumbnail. We had a little thumbnail fail. I'm gonna roll that clip right now. But luckily, you know what? We wanted to get rid of this thing anyways. We wanted to launch it in the air. We launched it about 10 feet in the air.
Dude, I think we just catapulted the engine, dude.
Hey, man, it almost looked like it was going to catapult that whole entire little hoist right there into that Raptor. That's what I was afraid of.
As long as it would have landed in the bed.
Yep, that's what we wanted. That way we could haul it back to the junkyard. But that's going to be pretty much it. We got some super epic things coming for this. I can't wait. This thing is just looking sick just sitting right here. I can't imagine what it's going to look like when we get some body panels on it. But you guys are going to have to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.